You left the king home on the throne and you running around with peasants. Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? You have now tuned in to my Love and Hip Hop Miami recap. So, you guys, I said I wasn't really sure if I was going to do it or whatever, but I was talking about it to the boo thing last night, and he was like telling me how he really, like, he felt the same way that I felt about, really, one person that really sparked our interest was Amara. Because, you know, of her whole story and a lot of things that she's been saying on Instagram and things like that. I'm like, let me find out, I gotta watch out for her. But he was definitely telling me that he really liked a lot of the things that she was saying. And he's not even really a reality TV fan either. But I was like, you know what? Yeah, I really like it too. So I might as well just come on here and start talking to you guys. But of course, like you see, it's probably going to be the day after because right now my schedule is kind of crazy and I don't get to see the show until around like 12 o'clock. So I can't, there's no way I can do both. Well, I mean, it is a way, but I don't want to do that way. All right, guys, so definitely be sure to comment down below. Let me know your favorite part of the show or your favorite person, whatever. All right, so let's go ahead and start. So Pleasure P and Shay, their relationship is like ridiculous to me. The reason why I say that is because like I just feel like she was doing the absolute most. I did feel like she was kind of stepping out of bounds and doing a little bit too much. I mean, yeah, she's showing that she's down for him, but I feel like she's making situations where there shouldn't really be situations like that. And she's just like calling out people when they're trying to mend their stuff and get back together. Like, I feel like she was not really with it from the beginning. From the moment that she saw that he was trying to get back with them, she feels like they hurt him so much that he can't be cool with them anymore. He shouldn't be working with them. I mean, maybe she could be right. Maybe he should be doing his own thing. We don't really know the extent of what exactly happened. But, I mean, like, he's ready to take a risk. He's saying he's following God's voice, God's calling for him, so let him do what he do. You know, if that's his mistake, let him make his mistake. And then she had mentioned, well, they had showed them together, and Pleasure P said that he was the one that was there for her, you know, when she had her little problems with Scrappy, when he left her on the, you know, with her face on the ground. He was the one that kind of picked her up, and she was like, yeah, you did. But she was like, he would never let nobody disrespect me the way that you let these people disrespect me. I feel like she was just trying to take jabs at him. It was kind of messed up the way she said that, because that could really take a toll on somebody's ego or whatever, especially a guy. Following that, they did introduce us. They got so many people. I mean, maybe it's just because I gotta get used to all these people. I just feel like, damn, I feel like I keep on getting to know somebody else and somebody else and somebody else. But I guess that's how they kind of, a lot of times that's how they do. And then we kind of see who our favorite is, who gets the most trending topics, who has the best storyline, and the rest of them just kind of fall off. You know, next season you won't be seeing them, you know? So we have a promoter. His name is Prince. He was kind of bringing me back to my old promoter days because, you know, I was doing my thing back in the scene. I feel like if I would have been consistent, not even consistent because I was consistent and a lot of people were starting to know who I was, but I feel like if I had kept going with it, then I probably would have been pretty large because, you know, I was getting them people in there. People was knowing I was a turn-up queen back in the days. VIP all the time, you know, popping bottles. But I'm not even about that life anymore. You wouldn't even believe that I'm the same person anymore. So yeah, it can be a very lucrative job. I feel like more so you have to be really strict. I feel like I started getting more that way, more cutthroat, like later on in the business when I was about to be out of it, because people will definitely try to walk all over you and stuff like that. So anyways, so he is like supposed to be like the prince. Well, he calls himself the prince of, I don't know, prince of something, but yeah, he's the prince, and he gets like, he brings girls to the scene. He can get celebrities on the scene. So he's one of those up there types of promoters. He does have competition. Her name is DJ Michelle Pooch. I guess she has a husband or something who's in the entertainment industry as well. So he feel like she's kind of getting the connections through him. I'm like, why she can't be just doing it on her own? Like, why you always gotta like take somebody's shine for her? Who says she's not busting her behind? I mean, she is a DJ. She probably know a lot of people. So he's salty or whatever because she had kicked him out of an event that she was having. He brought some girls through, but she was like, this is not the type of event that I'm having, and this is not the kind of look I'm going for. Like, you're ratchet. And Shay kicked him out, so he got a little grudge holding on because of that. We got this other chick. Her name is Veronica Vega. She's a Hispanic artist. She's worked with Pitbull. Her and Amara are pretty cool. They were with another girl. I forgot the other girl's name. But I like how they have so much diversity in this one. And it really shows you, it's going like against the grain. It's going against the norm and what people are used to seeing. Although I feel like I've seen a lot of dark Dominicans, Hispanics that are Afro-Latinas. I've seen Panamanians. They're usually a darker complexion. Hondurans, Costa Ricans. Those are the people that I can, off the top of my head, I just know like a lot of them are usually Afro-Latinas or Afro-Latinos. So yeah, he pretty much, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, I like the fact that they had that. And the girl that she was Haitian, she was like real light skinned, and she was like, Amara had told her story about what happened with her and the producer dude Hollywood last week, and how he was just telling her she needs to get more elegant, and maybe she could drop the fro, and just telling her things that was really out of, it was just, you shouldn't go there. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna tell somebody that their fro is not elegant? All you gotta do is throw on the right outfit, put a little accessories in your hair, and you're good to go. You're gonna tell somebody that what God gave them out of their own scalp is not good enough. I mean, granted, everybody for me is able to wear or, put your hair however you want to. I'm not one to judge. I mean, this is a wig right now, but if I ain't tell y'all and y'all ain't know how my hair really look, y'all wouldn't even know. You know what I'm saying? So people, I'm like down for whatever. You can definitely wear your hair that way you want to, but if she wants to wear, I guess that's her natural hair or whatever, or if she wants to wear a wig that's an afro type of texture, then what the hell's wrong with that? Why is she not elegant? What if that's her thing? That's her style. You're telling her to change everything about herself in order to be who you want her to be, or who you think she should be, who you think the people will like. Obviously, he's used to dealing with a certain type of artist, and it's not her. So yeah, they was talking about that, and she kind of broke down because I guess she's been dealing with this all throughout her life, and she kind of really reminds me of Monica Style Muse. I don't know if you guys know her. She's here on YouTube. I've seen a few of her commentaries where, I've seen a lot of her videos. She's a close friend of It's My Ray Ray. And I've seen a lot of her commentaries where she talks about being an Afro-Latina. She's Dominican. And how people talk about her a certain way, or they say that she's not Dominican, or she's not this. They don't believe her when she says it, or, they talk bad about her just for the simple fact that she's a darker complexion and all the battles. And it's crazy because it happens in almost every like heritage, or every nationality in a sense. Because I've seen like where Indians have spoken about the same thing, where because they're darker or lighter, they get a certain treatment. It's crazy how like just something as simple as your complexion can divide people that are from the same exact place, So yeah, and the Haitian girl was saying the same thing, how she feels like she's so annoyed when people say, wow, oh my God, you're Haitian, you're light skinned, I can't believe it. I actually came across quite a few ICNs because that were light skinned, because at my job I had to do a project that was in Creole, and I had to recruit people that were Haitian or that were able to speak Creole. And quite a few, not most, but I would say about half of the people that came in, people initially thought that they were for the Hispanic project that we were working on, but they were like, no, we're here for the Haitian Creole project. And we were like, oh wow. So that definitely opened up my eyes, and I was able to kind of not have that ignorance that a lot of people may have because they're used to seeing one type of look. So Trina, she got her whole family on the show because we also get introduced to this other girl named Joy, who's her cousin, who also so happens to be Trick Daddy's ex-wife. The crazy thing about that is that well, no, not, I wouldn't say the crazy thing, but the thing that's good about it with Trina is that I feel like she's able to separate the two relationships, because she's able to still work with Trick Daddy, still come out with a new album, whatever, but she's also able to tell her cousin to move on if she needs to. And what is she holding on to? They've been together for all these years, but they've been separated for about 4 years and have not gotten a divorce yet. But it's like deep down in her cousin's heart, she still feels like they have something that can be rekindled. But she also, in the back of her head, she knows that he's not the person for her because he hasn't changed. And that's what I think. Like, a lot of people, and I've done this myself on several occasions, you tend to go back to that person because you feel like, oh, you know, this is the person for me, blah, blah, blah. I have all these ties to them. I've had all these years with them. But then you don't realize that this person didn't change. And they're the same person that you ran away from. They're the same person that you didn't want to be with. You know, I almost fell into the trap before. Actually, I did fall into the trap several times. And if I didn't have a certain situation, I probably would have, maybe if I was vulnerable at the time, I probably would have fell into that same situation again, because there was somebody who came, wanted to be with me, and if I would have said yes, it just so happens that we had arguments after that where I was able to see that that person was the same person that they always was, you know? Now we have this gunplay dude, and he is working with his ex, who's called Little Tip. They're working together, and she's all like flirting with him, putting her booty up in his face, like, I bet your girl don't have all this, and, you know, kind of twerking and stuff. And I'm just like, ooh. You know, she's definitely tempting him, and he can fall into that little trap or whatever. He does tell his girl, Kiara, that he was working with this chick, and, you know, he is going to work with her regardless. But he wanted to let her know that she was flirting with him. But, you know, he resisted. He did the right thing. He's like, yo, you should be lucky right now that I'm letting you know what happened. And I was like, wow, like, she should be lucky. Like, that's something that you should be doing regardless. Not know you should be lucky, blessed, and happy that I told you. Like, who are you? And she was just like, yo, she gave up everything to be with him in Atlanta. I mean, I'm judging. Yes, I'm judging straight off of her body. She looks like she was a former stripper or whatever. I could be wrong. But she was saying something how she about to bring home the bag, and she about to kick him out and bring home the bag. And he like, you do that. You do that. Of course, she was pissed off about this, because she's like, we just came here, and this is the reason why I didn't want to come in the first place, because this is the kind of stuff you was doing before, and I wanted to prevent all that, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, out of sight, out of mind, right? If you don't got all that stuff around you, you don't have all your old crews and old people, then you're going to start a new life, and hopefully, you know, you'll be more clingy to that person because you don't know anybody else, unless you're just a scumbag and you just looking out there on the prowl. Veronica Vega, and her name is Steph LaCour. That was her name. I ended up writing it later on. So they end up going to meet up with that Hollywood dude, and they tell him what Amara had told them, and he was just like, oh, you know, I just said it like this. But I feel like he still doesn't get the concept. He doesn't understand like how deep it is and what it really is. Like, I'm pretty sure if he got Instagram or Twitter, he probably getting mad heat right now from like everybody, because you giving yourself a bad name. You look bad, you sound bad, and it's, you know, it's just not a good look for you. You just sound like you real ignorant at the end of the day. Like, either you just, yeah, I feel like it's pure ignorance, because you can't be that stupid, you know? I just feel like maybe he just doesn't understand. He just doesn't know. And maybe he doesn't realize he's offending her because he thinks that that's the way things are supposed to be, you know? I mean, I could be wrong. He could just be an a-hole. But that's what it kind of seems like to me. I'm not talking, let's not even talk about the ignorance with that little H&M ad. Did y'all see my Instagram post? So, yeah, he says that he will apologize to Amara if Veronica Vega would go out on a date with him. She looked like she was, like, playing a little hard to get, but she's not that hard to get. So, I don't know. Like, I just feel like you already know what kind of dude he is. And then, obviously, he doesn't respect a certain type of woman. So, why would you feel like you want to flirt with him or whatever? But I guess at the end of the day, business is business. She had said that he don't have what she want, or he can't provide the things that she needs, something like that. But he looked like he's willing to take her up on the challenge. Shay, she cooks a nice little romantic dinner for Pleasure P, but he never comes home, aka Marcus. Marcus is his name. He doesn't come home. He goes to have dinner with another woman. And first I'm like, okay, I wonder who's that. But then I saw him kiss her, like, right there on the lips. So I was like, well, hot diggity dog. And the crazy thing about it is, supposedly, this is their first rekindling of whatever it was they had, because they were together for a long time. Then she ended up leaving him. I feel like she's on some gold digger status. But this is another one that I told you guys that I like how they have, you know, the unexpected, because she has an accent. I don't know what kind of accent it is. I'm not going to say Jamaican because that's like the first thing that everybody thinks about. And I didn't really hear her enough to really determine what it is. So I'm not really too sure what accent it really is. But yeah, she has some kind of accent. And so, yeah, she's talking about, oh, he about to get back with Pretty Ricky, and it's crazy because she's back here too. It's crazy how he's getting back with Pretty Ricky, and she's back too. And I'm just looking at her like, so you sound like you've heard through the grapevine that he about to get back with Pretty Ricky, so you want to be in the spotlight, so you trying to make your way back. That's what it is. Like, when exactly did you leave him? Did you leave him when things started going to shits? Is that when you started to say, oh, let me see, I wanna be out? That's how a lot of people is doing. Those are people that, I mean, like, why would you even want to be back with somebody like that? He's stupid if that's the type of stuff that he wants to be on, because it looks like Shay was with him when he didn't even have this crew back with him, you know, and now all of a sudden he back with the crew. Now people want to come back in your life, and those are the fakes and the phonies that you got to watch out for. They only want to be with you when you're doing good. It's a ton of people like that, man. Please. Anyway, so Kiera, she decides that she wants to go ahead and address Lil Tip, this chick, and she goes to where she's hanging out at. You know, she's straight ready to you know, go off on her. She lets her know who she is, and it actually turned out pretty good. You know, I thought it would have been an all-out fight match, but Lil Tip was like, oh, well, I didn't know who exactly it was he was talking about when he said he had a little thing, but, turn around real quick, let me see some stuff. Yo, Kiera got a badooka-dooka-dook-dunk-dunk. I mean, that thing is all the way out there, wiggling and jiggling all over the place. I mean, dang. So even when Lil Tip was all, you know, moving her little booty in front of him, I'm like, dude, that should be nothing to you, because you got a lot more at home. Like, in the kind of body that you got at home, there's no reason for you to even say you want a taste of something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got everything you need and more, you know? But yeah, Lil Tip was like, hold on, and turn around a little minute. She was like, well, if I knew what you was working with, I probably would have took both of y'all. I'm like, well, hot diggity dog, this girl's a super freak. She's super freaky. Yeah, because I'm like, maybe Mr. Gunplay gonna have to worry that his lady might be sneaking out and being the one caught cheating. We're gonna have to see how this little story unfolds. So Joy, she ends up going to see Trick Daddy, because she just did like a kind of like a pop up, and he like, how's she popping up and I haven't even spoken to her in all these years? He wasn't really with it. He didn't really want to talk too much. They had a little bit of conversation. He said that she left him for like peasants. You know, she hasn't even really had a steady relationship. They've been together for all this time, and she up and left him. And she's just like, you wasn't giving me the things that I needed. He's like, I was giving you $100,000 cars. Like, who's gonna give you that? All the stuff that I was providing for you, who's gonna do that? And she's like, that's not all it's about. If it was about money, I would still be here at the end of the day. Like, it's about so much more than that. And I get what she's saying, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not too many women that can actually say that. I mean, at the end of the day, she didn't fully get a divorce. But, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, at the end of it all, there's not too many people that would say they would walk away from that kind of money, that kind of lifestyle, and be, as he says, you know, running around with peasants. But, yeah, that's pretty much the episode. Let me know what y'all think about this situation down below. All right? Thanks for watching. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I will see you in the next one. Later.